So not only are there a lot of cool EVs coming out in 2023, if you're considering purchasing one as part of the Inflation Reduction Act that was just announced, we get $7,500 in credits for new EVs and $4,000 in credits on used EVs. The terms and conditions, however, very, very confusing. What I want to do for you in this video is break down exactly how the new EV credits will work and how I would personally take full advantage of them. What is happening, guys? Ari here from negotiationguides.com, and in the description below you're going to find resources to help you get new and used vehicle pricing, as well as auto loan and insurance rates. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Before I dive right in, two very, very important messages. Some of you might be wondering what happened to my plans of converting this channel into a channel that talks about anxiety. I decided to keep this channel, but start a brand new channel focused specifically on that. I put a link for that in the description below for my new channel, Anxiety Explored. Please feel free to subscribe, because right now we're sitting on a whopping 2 subscribers. Thank you to those people. Second, and more importantly, you guys, something very, very near and dear to my heart. My ancestral homeland is currently undergoing a humanitarian crisis. It is imperative that you contact, via the link in the description below, your congressmen, your senators, via a quick link that will immediately send a notice to their office to try and get this blockade that's blocking basic necessities from reaching this area to get lifted, and for help to get immediately sent to the 120,000 people that are living there. Help a brother out. Click the link in the description below. It'll literally take 5 minutes of your time. Diving right in, you guys. How does this work? How does this confusing tax loophole work if you're trying to get the $7,500? First and foremost, if you're hoping that it would just serve as just a discount when you go and bought the new car, it won't work like that in 2023. However, it will work like that in 2024. And I want to allude to the fact that you should wait until 2024 because of this particular fact. There's a ton of brand new EVs coming out, especially EVs being manufactured in North America. A lot of them are to be priced at under $55,000. The reason why I mention this, if you're looking at a sedan EV, you got to make sure that it's costing $55,000 or less. And if you're looking at an SUV or a pickup, it can't cost more than $80K. Similarly, really, really tight rule. If you're looking at a used EV, it can't cost more than $25,000. That rules out pretty much any option that you have on the market except for smart cars and Chevy Bolts. Literally having the hardest time trying to find a used EV that would qualify for the $4,000 EV credit. Now, as far as what would qualify, there's a list of 29 vehicles from the Treasury Department, or I can't even remember who it's from the government, in the description below that you can sift through to see what's being manufactured in North America. And there's even a VIN decoder tool that you can plug in the VIN and it'll tell you where it's manufactured. Very, very cool tools by the government. Use that to try and figure out if it meets the requirement of being manufactured in North America. Then you got to check the price of the vehicle. Then this comes now to requirements about you. You can't make more than $150,000 if you're trying to take advantage of the credit. However, if you're married and you got kids and you're filing as the head of household, you're allowed $225,000 salary cap to be able to take advantage of the credit. There's also another stipulation that they're making it very hard for these manufacturers to let you qualify for this. The battery components, the minerals, need to be certified that they're produced in North America. You can imagine how hard this was to comprehend, but basically the components of the battery, they've got to certify that they were produced in North America. I think that the Treasury Department will kind of ease up on this rule soon, but they're doing a pretty good job of certifying this. However, in the coming year, I think a lot more manufacturers will roll out North American produced EVs, and EVs that would be a lot cheaper than what we currently have available, and we'll have more stock. Not to mention, I think that if you wait until 2024, because we'll see more supply, we'll see not only the EV credit from the government, but maybe, and definitely a strong maybe, manufacturer will also release more rebates, any rebates to help us out in addition to the $7,500. And where this comes in clutches is if you were thinking about leasing in the next year or so, I suspect that this will make leasing EVs way more attractive, and it'll definitely open up a different door for EV buyers so that they could actually lease them, decide if they want to keep this thing long term, and then buy it off their lease once they're done with it. This would definitely be a safer alternative for those of you still on the fence, not knowing if the whole EV situation is going to work for you, if you got a place to charge it, if you're worried you might get stranded on the road. These sorts of questions usually get solved with a 3-year lease on an EV. Again, you guys, links in the description below. Help us out with the humanitarian crisis by clicking the link leading you to fill out a quick form to send to your representatives. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Click right here, will you? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.